Hi there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com here with just an update on the store. A lot of you have been asking for this video. Apologize, I just woke up. It's like noon and I'm just getting ready to start the day. So I'm gonna go check in on Zach, see how he's doing before I head off the swim team. I'm back to coaching swim team, so it's gonna take a lot of my time. But a lot of you have been asking about the store. I'm gonna give you an update here, and then maybe I'll sit down with Zach and let's talk about running a local game store. I know it's a series that Darium's and Alpha Investments we want to kind of collaborate with to talk about different experiences on starting a game store. So this is what we came up with. Some of you have seen the videos in the past. I'll try not to shake too much, but this is what you get when you start a game store with zero capital. So basically we started this store with just mine and Zach's collections. So I am proud of what we've been able to accomplish. So anyway, we are upstairs. Here's our Eldritch Moon poster that Zach refused to let people put zombie sticker tokens on because it was quote unquote too beautiful. If you haven't met Zach before, we'll get it here. So anyway. There's Zach. Here's our, oh, he's gonna go back in because he's camera shy. So here's something we do here too. This is our fire extinguisher surrounded by the wall of fires. So there's my wall of fire that I did. Love my artwork. This is what you get for a year of higher education. When I went to college for the first time, that's what I went into was art. And I still can't even draw a stick figure. So anyway, there's our wall of fire. Just something we do for all of our patrons. So people that come in, this is a different person that's been to our store. We encourage them just to, focus there, sign a card and put on a wall of fire. So got our Garrick overlooking our entrance, or our exit. People always get terrified of Mr. Garrick. Just some other things that'll, hey, this one's off. Uh-oh. Someone with obsessive compulsive disorder won't appreciate that. Oh, whatever. So anyway, that is the back entrance. Here is Avison, our front entrance. And look at these dumb little, I shouldn't say dumb, these beautiful contraptions from Kaladesh. Kaladesh coming up. So as you can see, this is, again, we did what we could do. Zach uses connections to kind of find this place. He knows the owner of the building, and the best we could do is come up with these old an upstairs of a business that I think these were used as just mini offices. I think the last person that was here many years ago was actually a social worker. They had different social workers in here, so they had very tiny rooms that were separated, and we've torn out one wall and we're able to create this monstrosity. So again, we'll have to sit down one of these days and just talk and take your questions on how to open up a store, because it's Alpha Investments, Darium's and I, we all have very different experiences and very different markets. Zach and I have basically conceded to the fact that we don't think that Richfield, Utah is ever going to be a very profitable place for a store unless we were to dump in a lot more capital and hit all of the different genres, like all the different nerdy genres. I think that something like that could succeed in a store like this. But basically, we were players. We are the definition of a Magic the Gathering community that just got together to get a store. So again, we don't have any misguided notions that we're going to be the next Star City Games or anything like that. It's something for a place for us to play and hang out, and it's done wonders. Zach's still being camera shy.
I'm not being camera shy. You're talking.
Oh, he's trying not to talk over me.
How hard it is to talk over you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, just a few things. This is my buy list right here. Just cards that I need, man. I cannot. This needs to be updated. This is old.
We still need all those, though.
Oh, we still need them all?
Quagmire and Reality Smashers.
Okay. So a big shout out to the fan that sent these. I can't remember your name right now. I'm very sorry, but he sent a whole package to me of just stuff he found in his room, and he even got the dragon. That was really cool. Thanks a lot. I mean, we're using them. We're we're getting them up. It's little by little. The store is. Hey, you move the big.
Oh
ship.
my gosh!
You moved the big ship there.
I did.
So this is Wizards sent these out. Your local game store should have these.
I think people are gonna hit.
Yeah, because Jake is like 6'8".
Yeah.
We have a guy that's just a monster of a person, and he's gonna run into that. So, and Zach and I are both midgets, so it doesn't. I think you're actually taller than me, aren't you,
Yeah,
Zach?
I'm
So
5'10".
you're 5'10". Oh wow, I'm 5'8". So I'm a short person. I make it up with my loud, obnoxious personality, right?
Yes, I gotta do that video for you still.
So yeah, I mean this is another problem with starting a store with no capital. There's where our standard boosters are supposed to go, and it's just hard to keep up with the sales. That's one thing that people don't understand is the what?
We gotta get the pre-release.
Oh yeah, exactly. So everything like that, when you start with like little leeway, you have to really manage your money incredibly strict, I would say. Is that the right word to say? Is
Yeah,
you can't. You have no room for investing in things that just sit on the shelves and don't sell. Dice Masters. We used to have a big group. That was more me than anything. So I still love the game. So here's our Dice Masters. And so again, it's a lot of people get into, and you can watch Rudy's videos for this too, where he says that most local game stores fail because they don't know what they're getting into. I think that's what I can be proud of too. Is Zach and I did know what we were getting into and don't have any fantasies of. I mean, I'm again very proud of no capital turning into this. Where I don't estimate that we have tens of thousands of dollars just in singles easily, and then just all the other stuff that is come up. I mean, this isn't being a local game store. You even have to just penny pinch. So like this is all of our bulk cards that I've already gone through and taken out every sort of value. And I mean, you'd be surprised. People come in and actually buy a lot of these commons and uncommons. A lot of kitchen player table. People don't care about power level of cards or whatnot. They just want quantity of cards. So I give a very good deal. You can get 25,000 cards for $20, for example. That's just one of your best little sales here is food. We haven't really gone too much into it, but I mean we do. I think it'd be what? What?
For me.
Well, I'm just saying we is. What do you mean? Zach buys everything.
I cook it all.
Well, yes, Zach is a. Let's just get this out here. I'm the lazy one. Zach's like the go-getter. So I bark orders and take all the credit, but Zach does all the work. So hey, at least I admit it. But so I mean, if you do start a game store, do not ignore like the concessions, because we have people who will come into the game store and will not spend a cent on cards and not spend a cent on booster packs, and the only thing they'll pay for is tournaments and like sodas. And so actually it's sad to say that our margins are so much better on food. Again, people misunderstand Magic the Gathering. The margins are terrible when you compare it to another, like the shoe store next door. I guarantee the shoe store next door's margins are a lot better than ours. And I mean, everyone needs shoes, so it's a lot more consistent flow. I just saw a post, I think, on Travis Wu's Facebook. He has a Facebook page called Magic for Good. And there were people on there complaining that their store was selling booster boxes for $100. Well, let me just give you a little bit of insight for someone that is on the seller level that we are. From Wizards of the Coast, we're actually not down to the lowest we can get boxes for. I know it can be had a little bit more when we start selling just mass quantities. So we're around $78 for a booster box is what it costs us. So we make a very, very little booster profit on that. Especially too, you got to take into fact if we're only ordering a few booster boxes from Wizards, they do charge like a flat $20 shipping. And so that does cut into the price up to, if that's 10 booster boxes, that's actually 80 booster boxes a piece. So $20 off of a $100 sale is a very, very slim profit margin. In retail, especially if you're in like food, you want to keep your food costs down about 19 to 23%, I believe, is what the good. And what that means is how much food is actually costing you. So your profit margins need to be incredibly high because you have overhead like bills. Go watch Rudy's video. I'll try to link it in the description of how much he's like. He goes through the numbers and just how much money you should have before you open up a store. So when people are like, I remember one of the people on the Travis Wu's Magic for Good was like, well, if your game store sells them for $100, it's time to go find another game store type of comment. Mine sells for $90. $90 is really not making any profit. They're just using boxes for people to get in the door. And one thing about a game store is if you add into the economy, that the cards eventually just come back into circulation. That's one of the huge advantages to being a game store is you get to be the market. You get to be the middle ground. And that's where we've been able to accumulate so many singles. I mean, we have just cards after cards after cards. We're just swimming in cards just because of people's they are so
Trades.
yeah, they're just so willing to trade. And I think that we're one of the better game stores in trade-ins. We usually give pretty good deals, especially for store credit. We give a pretty good deal on cards. Like here, if you trade me a shock line, you'll get 100% store credit just because I need them right now. So I'm a player first and then a store owner second. So I know what it's like to be a player, and I don't want to just kill my community. I don't want to just like siphon off all the wealth and then make a profit at their expense. So you do have to be selfish to yourself, though. The store, our main goal is to keep the store open. We don't serve anyone. It's kind of like putting the oxygen mask on yourself before you put on your kid on a plane. If the plane is going down, like you have to, there is no community if the store dies. These people will be back into playing in nasty ass houses. That's remember I moved to Richfield. Oh man, the place everyone used to hang out in. No offense to those people, but I just didn't want to play there. That's just me personally. It was disgusting and stuff. So I'm glad to have a store. Speaking of disgusting stores,
I know.
you know, vacuum. Me barking orders again. So yeah, just keep a nice community. We try to keep things scheduled. I mean, we could be better at Facebook. Remember this? Top 10 of 2014. You know, just try to keep it a welcoming, inviting atmosphere. And this is my mess over here. This is, again, we have just really been sorting cards. So I think that when it rains, it pours too. We bought the first collection. We were starving for actually cards. We're like, man, no one's selling us cards. Then one massive collector sold us their card. Then it started a chain reaction. And then we bought like over 70,000. I don't know, probably even way more than that, of cards, just bulk cards off of people. So Zach and I, for the past months, maybe that's why you've seen is kind of a lack in content too. I know people have been complaining about not many actual gameplay on my video. It's just because we've been here sorting, and I mean that's yeah. So display cases are also expensive. This type of stuff you have to buy into. Fortunately for us, we had some of these donated by a Magic Club in a town called Ephraim, Utah. So a big, so big shout out to the Snow College Magic Club for donating these cases. That was really, really cool of them. And again, this is a community effort. This is we did compensate them back in a lot of store credit and things like that. So I hope that we were fair to them with their generosity. But anyway. Yeah, there's that. So back in the store here, this is our play area. It's starting to get a lot more contraptions. So we started very empty, but you can see we got the Battle for Zendikar we got the Shadows of Ruinous Dread Moon. It's starting to look kind of cool in here. We got the massive ship in here, and our electrical still doesn't work, and our landlord refuses to do anything about it in this room, so we have to actually plug lights in. People have thought this was a funny post before. Ooh, this light's kind of in the way. I've showed this before on previous videos, but we've had problems with this in the past, and it's kind of sad we have to actually put these up. But I don't know. I think if you have it documented on the walls, you have a say. If you have to go actually, hey, we've got it posted. This is our way of hopefully avoiding situations. And literally, this is just my little way of extorting cards at people. So. We have this little donation box. What happens is people I end up seeing lands and tokens in the graveyard, or in the graveyard, there's the graveyard, in the trash can. Nothing irks me more when people throw away tokens in lands that could be used. I don't know, maybe I'm a penny pitcher, but as a game store too, you start to, if you do a lot of drafts and stuff, and then people that drafted then throw your lands in the garbage can. Ugh. So same thing with tokens. There's a place to donate, and they donate into this, and now we have our little extortion here, our little swear jar. But yeah, there's that. So this is our main room. We've actually put, or Zach, credit where credit's due, has put a lot of time in here and has really made it. I think it looks good. It's a nice place to play. We've got ample space in here. And then we're working on this room. We're actually trying to make it, see, the echo is really bad, so I don't like playing in here. But we're trying to turn it into a dungeon, and it is a work in progress. This has been this way for a while. And we just have a lot of I don't know, work to go here. Hopefully it pans out. There's a view of Main Street in Richfield, Utah, little tiny town. We have our little sign. You can't see, of course, the front end of it, but yeah, we don't know. We're trying to figure out a way to be more successful here. I know a lot of it would probably just be we could be successful to just move more on the online. Had some good discussions with Darium's and had just how much sales actually. A lot of their stuff is just online, and their local game store again isn't their big breadwinner. So we're looking into that, but. For now, it's been fun. We've been open for over a year, and we had a lot of good times here, good experiences. It's just our hangout. I've enjoyed it. You enjoyed it, Zach?
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Zach hasn't cut his wrist yet.
Not yet.
He threatens every day, especially if you have to work with someone like me. I don't blame him because, I don't know, Zach, be honest.
You can be stressful.
I can be stressful. You heard it from Zach. Demanding. So, yep, that's that. I know this has kind of been a rambly video again because I don't know how to shut up, apparently. But if you have any questions for Zach and I, again, I'm going to try to do this with a series with Rudy from Alpha Investments and Darium's or Kevin from Darium's CCG, because I think that we all have a very, very unique perspective on running a game store. So we have Darium's, who's a massive seller, does just incredible amounts in sales. We also have Rudy from Alpha Investments, who runs another big online operation and has his insight on how to you know. He's very good with, he's the opposite of Zach and I, he's very good with money. I think that's one of the other problems why our store is as is, oh, this has a crack in it, Zach. Happened here, yeah. I wonder what happened here. I'm just looking at my case and saw a crack in our case. Huh.
Oh, man.
Someone must have thrown something on that. Anyway, so yeah, both of us, Zach and I, just didn't have any expendable income. Like Rudy talks about, if you're going to open up a game store, you probably need to save up 50 grand. Because if you start getting in the red right off the bat with like these massive loans and massive credit card debt, then you're kind of swimming upstream trying to pay that back while also trying to keep your inventory up in a retail space that is known for being very terrible with margins. So yeah, I think that all those perspectives will do really well. If this is something you're trying to open up, you got to be like completely honest with yourself. This is going to be more. You can't expect to have like full-time employees and make like tons of money off something like this. If you're looking for money, if you're looking for a business that will actually generate a lot more livable wages and things like that, I would not open a Magic store. If you absolutely love the game, love the community, and just love owning a store, I've wanted to do this since I was like 10 years old when I walked into my first game store. I wanted to own a game store. And if that's the type of person you are, be honest with yourself. It's going to be a lot of work, and you're going to have a lot of people that don't appreciate that work. And you have a lot of entitled people that are going to yell at you for selling booster boxes $100 because they can get them for $90. And you're like, "Are you kidding me? The margin? Just go down to the tire store and try to tell them, hey, you're buying your tires for $10, but selling them for $140. How come? You know that it's just the real world. Most people have much better margins than that. But anyway." That's the gist of it. If you have any questions, write them down. Let them know. We'll try to do a video series. Just Zach and I will talk about it. And then be looking forward to the Rudy and whatnot. So comments in the comment section below. We'll get back to you. Appreciate all the support. This has been Kevin and Zach.
Hi.
Who's going to vacuum with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.